Scream is inspired by true events, so much so that they got banned from shooting on location because it was so close to home. I'm Mark Andrew. If you love overanalyzing films, join the family. Let's go back to the early hours of August 24th, 1990. 18-year-old Sonia Larson and 17-year-old Christina Powell were peacefully asleep at their university accommodation until Danny Rawlings decided to burgle them, but something shifted. Danny spotted Christina asleep on the couch, but he left her. Instead, he went upstairs and found Sonia. She tried to fend him off, but was unsuccessful, and because her mouth was taped shut, she couldn't warn Christina. And so she met the same fate, before Danny done dark things to their bodies and put them in suggestive positions to be found. A day later, he would strike again. He broke into the home of Krista Hoyt. She wasn't there, and you'd think she avoided the worst. But Danny was dark, and he waited until 10:30 that night, where he subdued her once she got home. Following the same pattern as the previous women, he fled after. But he lost his wallet and was in a rush to return to the scene of the crime before he could get caught. And then things got darker. He separated Krista's head and body, putting them into wild positions because he wanted to add to the shock value. As the victims were discovered, fear was struck in the heart of Santa Fe College and the University of Florida. Students were fleeing, others were bunking together, and some just quit university altogether. And on August 27th, he would strike again, this time eliminating 23-year-old Manny Taboda after a struggle and violating Tracy Pauls before putting her body in a suggestive position. But something stood out. All of the victims had the same features, that of his mother, and a crime committed a year before in Louisiana, which had a positioned victim like those in Florida, helped police connect the dots. See, after noticing the poses, vinegar to clean, tape mouths, and DNA left behind, they discovered it was the same perp. Then a breakthrough came when Cindy Jurassic called Crime Stoppers to report Rowling in November 1990. She warned them that he came to their church and said disturbing things to her husband after repeatedly being a guest at their home. He had announced how he wanted to harm others, and Cindy couldn't rest without telling someone. By September, Danny was arrested for an unrelated crime, but his past of armed robbery matched the breaking and entering of the victims' homes. So they revisited past evidence and they found matches. By November 1991, he received 5 M charges, and in 1994, he pled guilty. These crimes would inspire Kevin Williamson to create Ghostface after watching True Point, which revisited the real-life horror. So when the film came to being shot, it was agreed upon to take place in Santa Rosa High School. But when push came to shove, they pulled out and wanted to distance themselves from the dark spree. And they actually got their own credit in the film. And that's how What Happened in Gainesville inspired Scream.